There's my cue. It is an honor to be on with each of you here today. Not sure what time it is in all the various areas, but it's 7:15 here in on the West. And after hearing Reese say he's loving network marketing because he forgets what day it is, the other thing is you don't like to get up this early when you don't have to anymore. But hey, it's worth it to be in a room with all of you amazing, wonderful people. So I get to do something incredible today. I get to share my favorite subject with you, and that is the incredible compensation that we are paid with this company and how we can maximize on that. It blows my mind, guys. The longer I'm in this business, it blows my mind that more people are not taking full advantage of this. And because when we have a chance to make this kind of money, wow, the last thing we should do is let that slip through our fingers. And the first thing we should do is make sure everyone we are talking to is aware of this so that they do not miss out on this. So I get to talk to you about all the different ways we make money, but in particular, how we can make the most money possible. Um, I love to call this business a global virtual franchise because that's basically what it is. Think about it. We're open in 50 plus countries all over the world. This is a business you can build from your phone wherever you are, whether you're on a beach somewhere or whether you are building it from your bedroom or your patio or wherever it may be. We can build this business from anywhere. And we need to make sure people understand that when you own your own business and it's a virtual business, you could be doing like we noticed Reese going, looked like you were in a jet there, Reese, from where the camera was, but not even knowing what day of the week it is because it really doesn't matter. It still strikes me when people say, have a great weekend, and I'll say it's the weekend. Every day is a weekend when you have your own global virtual franchise. And we get paid a lot of different ways. I know you're all familiar with that. We get paid so many different ways. We usually just focus in on a few of those. But I like for people to be aware right off that this opportunity, man, it's being recognized by not just us, but everybody in the entire industry understands what or they're beginning to understand what we've got here. We have triple digit growth. Think about that. Who else can say that? Here we have triple digit growth at a time when most companies are struggling just to tread water. We were named, pardon me, we were named by Business for Home magazine. Listen to this, number two in global momentum. This is out of 750 companies. So this isn't us saying that. This is a survey done by Business for Home, number two in global momentum. But check this one out. We were ranked number one as the most lucrative compensation plan in the industry out of 750 companies. So how can you and I really capitalize on this, make sure we're just getting the most out of this compensation that we possibly can? Guys, you need to be ultimate. And I know all the leaders on here, you're doing the same thing, but we make sure on our team that everyone knows the importance of getting to ultimate. Personally, I'm so thankful when someone goes ultimate on day one. They just say, I see the need, I'm going to make it happen, and they start ultimate the same way I did, same way many of you did. Now, the reason why I love that when others do, it takes the monkey off their back. We'll talk about that in a moment, but it takes the worry off of our back. We take every person coming into our business. we make it a personal responsibility that we want to make sure they get to ultimate. And it is nice when they're ultimate out of the gate and we can just go focus on building their business and we take that monkey off our back of making sure they get there within their first 4 Fridays. So let's talk about this. You can get started in this business with a 4 pack, 200 PV. And we'll talk about dollars a little bit, but it's $371 US, $500 US. That gives you a 4 pack of the drops. Guys, I want you to understand that people start our business for free. People have a free subscription. Here's what I mean by that. You start out even with a 4 pack. You're going to keep one, sell the other three. The sale of those three, and by the way, you're not selling these from the back seat of your car. We're going to show you how to do it with our app. And this app will enable you to do a couple of posts automated from the app every day. And people come to you. People are begging you to either sell them the product or to enroll them in your business. First time ever in my life where I've had a business where I don't have to chase people. People are chasing me. 1 year later, October 1 was our 1 year anniversary. Guys, a year later, we are still virtually daily having people reach out to us. Many of them are saying, I've been following you for a year now. I felt I should finally contact you and see what these drops are about. And so by following our system, people come to you. So you can get started with 4 pack, keep one for you, sell the other three with our automated system. Though the sale of those three will pay for all four, which means you get free business, free drops, and money in your pocket. And that applies to both Canada and the US. So if you get started with a 4 pack, 200 PV, you have 2 legs in your business and you're earning 15% new volume bonus. Guys, that is not where you want to stay. If you must start there, many people do financially. That's where they need to get in, where they fit in. Your goal cannot be there within 4 Fridays. Your goal is to be here. Ultimate. Why is that? Well, guys, there's so much more money. Every company I've ever been in previously, and guys, we've been blessed. We've been in 3 other businesses previously where we earned a 7-digit income. God has blessed us in this industry, but we have never made the kind of money this quickly in our first year as we have here in this opportunity. And it's because of this ultimate. So you get started activated 200 PV. You need to, over the next 4 Fridays, work your way in PV, whether it's in purchases or sales, you need to work your way to ultimate. Ultimate is 1500 PV. And I'm just going to tell you, on our team, and I'm sure most teams are similar, but on our team, very few people do not achieve ultimate. Why is that? Because they see the financial merit in getting to ultimate. If you it started here at 15% commission and 2 legs. You tell me which is better, 2 legs or 2 lines in your business, or five, which is better, 15% commission or 30 locked in for life. Obviously, ultimate is better. So let's do a quick comparison to the industry. So every company that you may have heard of or looked into, they all have a first order bonus, and it's 20%, some 30%, but it's only of the first order of someone that you enroll. You enroll someone, their initial order, you get 20 usually, or sometimes 30%. It's always a 100 PV order, so you get 20 or 30%, which is 20 or $30. Not a lot of money. You're not going to go and pay off your mortgage with that, right? It's not a lot of money. Let's compare here. At Ultimate, guys, we are earning 30% new volume bonus. But the difference is we're getting paid that on all of the purchases and sales of that person for 4 Fridays, not just a first order. This is a new volume bonus paid out over 4 Fridays. So think about that. If everybody or most people are getting to Ultimate, that means they're going to have 1,500 PV in sales and or purchases within that first 4 Fridays. You'll be paying 30% on that. That's $450 compared to our competition out there. 20 or $30, $450. You tell me which is better. And guys, when you get to Ultimate, you are locked in for life at that 30%. And so that's number one. Let's talk about number two reason why you should be Ultimate. Instead of two lines in your business, you have five. And guess what? When those lines are optimized, they'll give you more. And you can go on and have 5, 10, 20, 30, whatever. You're going to have more and more lines in your business. More lines means more leverage. More leverage means more money. Let's look at this for a second. Every company out there today, our competitors, they are a binary. In the typical binary, you have two legs. You're going to be paid 5 or 6% on the lesser of those two legs. Problem is, one leg will be a blowout, the other one will falter, and you're going to end up making 5 or 6% of nothing, which usually is nothing. You tell me, would you rather have five legs in your business instead of two? When we get to Ultimate, we have five lines in our business, and we are not paid 5 or 6% here. We are paid 15% residual income, and you are paid that on all of your pay lines. That is every line except your largest. So, hey, what's really cool here, some weeks this will be your largest leg, other weeks this will be, other weeks this will be. It doesn't matter. The other four, when you combine them, guys, they just have to be bigger than a single one. And so we'll say this is your larger leg, and you start building this one, then you start building a second leg, a third leg, and you can continue adding people that personally enrolled down in each of these legs. And so you keep building down, and then you will go and build a second one, a third one. When I looked at this slide, and Chris and Joni, my son, man, I wish I had jumped on this sooner. They got a 6 month or 6 or 7 month head start on us. And wow, what they have done, what they have accomplished, and they've been such a blessing. Without a doubt, the best upline we've ever had. My son, give them big kudos here right now. But they introduced us to Todd, and this particular slide, Todd was speaking to us about it on a Zoom. And this slide just hit me like a ton of bricks because I'm looking at this, and Todd pointed out these legs optimized at 13,334. I thought that's kind of a random number, 13,334 PV. Well, here's what that number represents. 13,000 times 15%. That's $2,000. Well, if you do that weekly, and by the way, don't think that's a big chore. Guys, if you have 9 people going Ultimate, that's 13,000 PV. So, I mean, it's not a ton of people here, but when you look at this 13 times 15%, that's $2,000 times 52 weeks. That's $100,000. And so I'm looking at this and I'm thinking 100 grand, 100 grand, 100 grand, 100 grand. I can do this. This doesn't look that complicated. This looks way easier than anything I've ever done before, especially when I just got to do a few posts and people are coming to me asking me for what we've got instead of me having to go chase them. Guys, first time in my life, 25 years, 27 years actually, in this industry. It's the first time I've had a duplicatable system that the masses can do. It's not just made for the top earners. This is a compensation which was made for everyone. We're all on an equal field, playing field here. And so when you look at this, and I thought 100 grand, 100 grand on each leg, that's powerful. Then Todd pointed out, but it gets better because for each additional leg that you optimize, they apply a factor factor. The factor on this first one is $500. So instead of $2,000 a week, it's $2,500 a week. Then they apply another $1,000 factor here, $3,500 a week, and then another factor. And here's what it boils down to. It's not 100 grand, 100 grand, 100 grand. It's 100 more than 100 grand, we'll say, much more than 100 grand, a much, much more than 100 grand, and mega more than 100 grand. That's what it really boils down to. And people say, oh, yeah, but what about when it gets to 13,334? It's going to take a life of its own. Depth builds stability in your income. What are you going to do? You're going to start another leg and another leg and another leg. There's nothing holding you back here. And so when I look at this and I think I get to ultimate, I get 30% new volume bonus. That is light years more than any other company's paying out on their silly little first order bonuses. I get 5 lines. That's mega better than what the industry is doing. A little binary of 2 lines, and you get 5 or 6%. We get 15% on multiple lines. But this third reason why you should be ultimate, this is the big one. This is bigger than all the others put together. Don't ever tell the company this, but guys, I would have been sold 1,000,000% on this just from this third reason only. Without the first two, 5 lines and 30% for life, I would have just for this third reason alone. Don't tell them because I love having all three. But look at this. When you reach ultimate, you also qualify for gold status. That unlocks a matching bonus, a whole new element to our compensation. This is a completely new part of the comp plan that unlocks when you achieve ultimate. Guys, you do not want to miss matching bonus. Do you know that the number one earner in our company earns 2.5 times more money in their matching bonus than they do in their base commissions? Think about that just on this alone. And with the matching bonus, you're paid on every line. There's no greater or lesser. There's no, some legs and not others. You are paid this matching bonus on all of your lines. Here's how it works. Every person that you personally enroll for the rest of your life, this bonus is locked in for you when you achieve ultimate, therefore qualify for gold status. You will be paid a 15% matching bonus on every penny they ever earn for the rest of their lives in their base commissions. Think about that. 15% match. Think about this now, because some of you have a sense for how much money Chris and Joni are making. Reese is on here. I know Reese is very happy he enrolled Chris and Joni. I know that for a fact. And who wouldn't be earning 15% on an income that I hate to say it, but it's probably double the income of your president of the United States. I mean, to earn 15% matching bonus on that weekly for the rest of their lives. Guys, on that alone, no wonder Todd is enjoying this life. He gets to go enjoy every day, not know what day of the week it is, driving that looked like a pretty sporty vehicle he was driving, and enjoying a lifestyle most could only dream of. Some don't know. Reese and Ashley were down even looking at properties in the Caribbean or Costa Rica. And see, money opens up options. If you want options, you need this matching bonus. So 15%. But on top of that, Chris and Joni enrolled Lynn and I. Guys, I'm not going to tell you how much money we're making, but I'll tell you it's more money than we have ever earned in our first year in any business over our 27 years in this industry. This is such an incredible ride for us. We are blown away by the generosity of this comp plan. Well, guess what? Reese and Ashley earn a 10% match on everything we earn. And then I enrolled Pola Boy. Imagine they earn a 5% match on everything Popo LeBoy earns. Popo's in like 20 different countries now, all over the world. And it keeps building eventually down through 7 levels, 7 generations, where you will be paid a matching bonus. You'll be paid 15% matching bonus. Everyone you ever enroll, no matter what line, you'll be paid 10% matching bonus on everyone they enroll, no matter what line, all of the lines. You'll be paid 5% matching bonus. And some people look at this, they think, oh, I want that first level, that 15%. No, guys, think about this. You enroll 5 people on your front line, you're getting paid a match of 15% on the income of those 5 people. But if those five introduce five, you have 25 people. Now you've got leverage there. You're getting paid 10% on the income of 25 people. But look at the next line. 25 people enroll five. You have 125 people on your third level, and you're getting 5% matching bonus on 125 people, and they enroll five. You have 625 people on your fourth level, and you're getting a 5% match on every dime they earn in their base commissions. This is something that no one should miss on. Guys, if you want to make all the money that's available to you, you need to be ultimate. You need to be there for the 30% new volume bonus. You need to be there for the 5 lines that it opens up. But more than anything, guys, you need to be there for this matching bonus. Don't leave money on the table. It just would make no sense. Now, let's move on. On top of that, this savings bonus. You must have a focus in your business that you will never earn less than $250 US in any given week. Why is that? Because when you earn $250 or more in any given week, the company takes a 10% match on that. The more you earn, the better, obviously, but they'll take a 10% match and they'll put it in a savings account for you, a savings bonus. And when it reaches $10,000, they cut you a check. Guys, Lynn and I qualified for ours in our first 6 months. Chris and Joni qualified for theirs in the first 6 months. Think about this. It doesn't stop there. After you're paid out on your savings bonus, then it accrues weekly and they pay it out to you monthly. So monthly, you're paid up to $2,000 US each month, additional on top of the matching bonus, on top of the base commissions, on top of the new volume bonus. It just gets better and better. Look at this there. This was at PXP a couple of months ago. And look at all the people on stage. These are the people. You see my darling wife right in here with the green shirt, and I'm holding up our check behind her there. Guys, think about this. All of these people earned their savings bonus in the past year. And if you were to add all of those up, which I've done, that's over $250,000 paid out in the past year just in savings bonuses. Guys, this is a no-brainer. You need to be ultimate. This is where everyone needs to be. And I'm going to show you how you get there quick or get there slow. Doesn't matter, but quick is better. So for any that are on here today as a guest, you need to get started. First thing you need to do is become a brand partner. How do you do that? It's $29.95 US, 37.95 Canadian. So for 30 bucks US, under $40 Canadian, you become a brand partner and you own your own global virtual franchise in over 50 countries around the globe. And when you're building online, guys, there are no borders. You can build this anywhere that we're open in 50 plus countries. Now, for this, you're not going to get a booklet like in the old days. This is a digital business, and you'll receive digital business tools. You get your Partner Share app, your personal website, all the onboarding tools, smart links, business analytics, everything you need to build your business. And your upline will train you on how to use those effectively. So, how do you get started? First of all, as I mentioned, you become a brand partner. Next, place your first order. We talked about this for a moment at the beginning. Start with a four pack. If that's all you can afford, get in where you fit in. And so this four pack is 371 US, $500 Canadian. That's 200 PV. That activates your business. You're going to keep one for you. You got to be a product of the product, and you're going to sell the other three. Guys, think about that. You have a free business when you do that because the sale of the three is more, both Canada and US. It's more than the cost to you of all four. And so it's a free business. And trust me, if you can't have four people when you start these posts, if you don't have four people who want, or three people who want a box of your drops, there's something seriously wrong. Most people on here will tell you they get three people an hour within the first week. I start to reach out to them because of our system of growth. So that's if you get started with a four pack. I'm going to encourage you, start as an ultimate. Get out of the gate as an ultimate. Why would you waste that first month? From day one, you could be earning at $450 when you enroll ultimates, 30% locked in for life, new volume bonus. You will have five lines in your business right out of the gate. But more importantly, you'll be earning a matching bonus right out of the gate. Not only that, once you are an ultimate, it takes the pressure off. It gets the monkey off your back, I call it. Because now, yes, you're still going to do your post. You're still going to move those boxes of drops, but your focus shifts. Now we're going to start building your business. Otherwise, you come in with a four pack. Nothing wrong with that. If that's where you have to come in, that's where you come in. But you need to focus that first month not on building your business, but on selling those drops so that you can get to ultimate. Getting to ultimate is your number one goal beyond anything else. You need to be an ultimate number one. And so your first month will be completely focused on that instead of building your business. But if you start out ultimate, guys, we can start right away building your team and developing the leverage that we showed you in the compensation. So if you start with a 30 pack, an ultimate, a 30 pack in the US is $24.99, Canada 35.70. Now, what you need to understand here is that it's not money that you're spending per se. Here's what it is. It's an investment. And here's what I mean by that. I want to quantify this. If you were an entrepreneur and you owned a clothing store, maybe you focused on jeans, you're selling jeans. You're not going to go buy four pair of jeans, sell them, buy another four pair, sell them, buy another four pair, sell them. You're going to go fill that store with jeans. Here, the equivalent would be you're going to get a 30 pack of these drops. And then you're going to start the posting and you're going to sell them from your virtual store. People reach out to you for the drops. You're going to sell them the drops that you purchased in your ultimate pack. And in doing so, guys, you will earn a profit. In the US, $2,300 retail profit on that 30 pack. It's not like, oh, I'm spending all this money to build a business, to start a business. No, you're starting a business for 29.99, 29.95, and 37.95. The 30 pack is simply purchasing the stock that you are going to sell and earn a retail profit. If it takes you 2, 3 months to sell them, it won't. But if it did, that's not a problem. You're earning a profit, by the way, of $83 per box that you sold. Do you know the last business we were in? We were selling a product, a health product. We had to sell 12 boxes of that product to earn what they called one cycle. 12 boxes, 900 PV in order to be paid $53. Here, every box you sell. One box, $83 when you get started as an ultimate, because it's an ultimate, you're buying it for less money. Your price per box comes down significantly when you buy this 30 pack. And so think about it. With an ultimate, you're getting that 30% new volume bonus right out of the gate. You're getting 5 lines in your business right out of the gate. You're earning that lucrative matching bonus right out of the gate. And on top of that, you're earning over $2,000 profit. You end up with free business, money, mega money, thousands of dollars retail profit in your pocket. Guys, you have a free business that you can operate globally as a global virtual franchise. When I look at this, I used to own a coffee shop. I'm going to wind this up, guys, I promise. But I used to own a bistro. Cost me $140,000 to start and $5,000 a month to operate that business, operating expense. Here, 35.70 Canadian, 24.99 US. I own a global business that I can build online. And do you know what my operating cost is? Guys, it's the price of 100 PV, but I'm even going to show you how to get that free. But one more thing I want to say before I move on here. Guys, don't tell me you can't afford 24.99 or $3,000 at 35.70 in Canada. Don't tell me that. Now, I'm not asking if you've got it sitting in a drawer just waiting to start a business. Nobody has that. But you can afford it. Here's how I know. Any one of you, if I offered you $1 million home for 35.70 Canadian or 24.99 US, if I offered you $1 million home for that much money, would you find it? You know you would. You'd go borrow $100 from 25 people. If that's what it took, you would go to a loved one. You would go somewhere. You would say, look, I need this money. I've got to have it. You've got to help me. I'll repay you whatever it took. You would find this money to buy a $1 million home. What we're showing you guys is worth so much more than $1 million home. We're talking a lifetime income that'll pay you. And you know what the Bible says? A good man doesn't just earn an income to provide for his family, but for his children's children's children. You're building a business here that you'll be able to leave to your family even long after you're gone. And this, if that's not worth 24.99 US or 35.70 just to get out of the gate, knowing that you're going to earn a massive profit, retail profit on it anyway over the next month or two or three, guys, I mean, we just need to think it through intelligently. Lastly, I just want to talk about subscription. Now, here the subscription, you don't pay this every month, this 24.99 or 35.70. Guys, here, your monthly expense. Remember my coffee shop, 5 grand a month operating expenses. What's my operating expense here? The cost of 100 PV for products that I want anyway. And most people that I know, they get a box of drops and an advantage. If you're not using the advantage, don't know what you're missing out on. It literally melts fat from around the visceral area, the gut area. This combined with the drops, guys, this is a winning combination. That's 100 PV. It's $150 US, 200, 155, 205 Canadian. That is your only operating expense. Or you can get it free. I don't know about you, but most people I know prefer free. You can buy a 3 pack of the drops. Now, is that more money? It's a little more money out of pocket when you purchase it. But here's what happens. You only need 100 PV. This is 200 PV. But check it out. You buy a 3 pack. You keep one each month. You're going to want to keep using these drops. Guys, we will never come off these drops. Hey, my wife, I mean, even her hot flashes and her night sweats, they're virtually gone. For that alone, it was worth it. We are down 57 pounds between us. That alone was worth it. But guys, I'm telling you, here, Think about this. You want to keep on the drops for one box. Sell the other two boxes each month. You sell two boxes in the US, that's at $150 or $160 each. That's going to pay for the whole three. What you paid for the whole three, you want to be in Canada, you pay 400, you keep one, sell the other two at $200 each. That's what we charge. They retail for 236 in Canada. We sell them for 200. They retail for 176 in the US. You sell them for 150 or 160. But in either case, the sale of the other two pays for all three. And so most people I know, they get started for free. Not only that, they get free business, free um, product, the drops, and money in their pocket. But not only that, your monthly expense is free to the extent that, guys, you purchase a three-pack and your subscription is free to you month after month. Now, I'm not going into this, but I got to put in a plug. This system of growth is our secret weapon. Every company out there is scratching their heads, wondering how we are getting such massive growth, how we're achieving such massive incomes, how this is happening in a post-COVID world where the networking industry has tanked and companies are going out of business daily. How is it that we are seeing triple-digit growth? Yeah, think about that. Why? This is a big reason. The compensation is a big reason. Our owners, the integrity and just who they are, Darren and John, our leadership team with Katie and Lucy and Dan and others. I mean, we have everything that the industry wants. We've got it. But this is something they just cannot figure out. And guys, I'm not going into it today. You need to get hold of your upline. If you're not using the system of growth, you're building in an antiquated way. We're in the 21st century. The industrial age is gone. Stop building your business like an industrial age business. We're living in the 21st century, built with this system of growth, because how good does it get when people are calling you every day and saying, Bob, I want to try these drops. Bob, I want to join your team. That's what I call a winning system. And with that, I'm going to pass it back to you, Sarah.